Alright, so now from here, I'm going to start replacing this. This is actually glued onto the body of the Vette itself. It has an aluminum frame. You can see the tab comes down here. This is glued on. It uses a structural adhesive. We've got more back here and supposed to have more up there. But we've got to get a few things out of the way first. ECM located, it's just clipped in. We've got the new one on the floor. It does have that mount already there. That is brand new from GM. No used, didn't trust it. So you can see it's already scored. We are going to score that a little bit more, tell you where the adhesive goes. I don't like just how smooth it is from here. I'm going to hit that with a bit of a grinding disc just to make sure that we get a good bond, clean the surfaces real well. We've got to loosen the power bank, get this up. Got some 10s down here, got a couple 7s. Hood latch is bolted to it. I'm going to leave that in place for right now. Got the wiring for the switch, and that is for security. Also tells you the hood's open. Pop the hood, alarm goes off. So, got a bracket here that is tweaked, so I'm not going to worry about that right now until I get this completely off the car. But I don't have much more to take off. Up here, we've already got the adhesive where it was ripped off, so I've got to grind this down and get this prepped and ready. And we start pulling this thing off. So that'll probably be the last thing we do today. Because once the adhesive sets, it's a 24-hour cure time. Leave it clamped. I don't want to touch it after 24. I'd rather wait about 48 to 72 just to make sure that it is nice and solid. Last thing I want to have happen is have this thing start to rattle loose. So let's get this thing underway, get started. Stop talking. Done a lot of that. If you're watching, I found a little family of ants. Looks like little sugar ants. So, grease ants, I don't know, depending on what you call them. But that has to come off so you can get this on there. It's going to be a little tricky to mount with all this still in place. I'm going to go ahead and actually pull that off so I can get the fuse block out of my way. And the other thing, right here. In a minute, I'm going to mark all these with a line of a white marker. Since these are still secure, that'll give me my reference point. Once I have that lined up and clamped, well, so far, the new part just blindly set in place. Looks like it fits pretty well. That thing seems to be lining up okay. You can see the front mark there is right where it should be. Bracket straight, falling right on to where the existing glue is. Now, of course, this isn't tight, but from here, I think we'll be in good shape. So let's start getting our surfaces prepped. Get our glue ready. inner fender, whatever you want to call it. Got a barrage of clamps in place. And these are loosely placed. They're not squeezed real tight. You can see it lines up with our line on the front. We've got our apron line, or our line in the back. Now we wait. We got to let this sit at least 24 hours before taking the clamps off. So the car's going to sit here, spend the night inside. First time it's done that for a while. And tomorrow, take clamps off, check it, start hanging a fender and see what we got. Alright guys, now mainly what I've been using is my cell phone to do all my recording. Pretty much everything's taken from a cell phone. So got this in today. So Amazon dropped it off while we were waiting for everything to cure. So it is a Campark X30, I believe it is, or V30, I'm sorry. Action camera. It's not a GoPro, but it will do 4K. So I want to go ahead and start shooting with this. We're going to see how it works. So it had pretty good reviews on Amazon. It's all touchscreen on the back. It will do 170 degrees. So we'll see how it turns out. So some of the next footage you'll see should be shot on this. So, but so far so good. I've already had it out once. Kind of like it. So like I said, not a GoPro. But we're definitely going to start using this. Comes with just about everything, a bunch of accessories, SD cord, handlebar mount. So everything's individually wrapped. Zip ties, I guess those are safety straps. Yeah, you can see a safety strap in there. Apparently want a sample of toilet paper. So nah, it's a lens cleaner. So we got a bunch of mounts for it. So supposedly all this will work with GoPro accessories. So there's battery charger. So, but I'll keep you updated on that, see how it turns out. Hopefully it's worthwhile. Alright guys, well it's 24 hours later. Left it sit overnight, left the clamps on in place, didn't move the car, didn't want any flexing going on. Let's try and get this thing mocked up. So you see in the back, already got the quarter panel set on the car. Looks pretty good, fits pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. I don't see anything that is going to really cause an issue. Got to play with the gaps a little bit, but again, it's not bolted on. So striker adjustment here, not hateful. You can see it is still loose. So, but seems to fit pretty good. So we got the quarter on the car. We've got the rear bumper. Already started making some progress on that. You'll see that coming up in a later episode. I'm going to try to do a whole how-to on it to get it repaired, do some plastic repair on it. Let's go ahead and get the front end mocked up. I've got to put the fuse box, ECM back in place so we can get this thing moved, get it out from between the lift. Start setting some, I would say sheet metal, but start setting some body panels on this thing. guys, well, after a while of searching around the shop looking for some hardware, finally got the front end on this. It's starting to look like a Vette again. Now, somebody else took this apart, no idea where the hardware is, trim, anything. So almost starting from scratch and rebuilding the front end of this. Never worked on a Vette before, but it's going together pretty easily. So was able to find enough to get it mocked up. It's looking good so far. Now we can actually start some of the repair. So stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't, ring the bell. You'll be able to check the progress on this, see how it's coming along. So far so good. I think good stopping point for today. We'll see you guys on the next episode.